Hey, it's the annual birthday bike ride time. Today I'm starting out at Concord Park in Delafield. Beautiful morning, not a cloud in the sky. And as is tradition, the target is the same number of miles as I am old. So this will be a 57-mile day. If all goes well, I'll be stopping at various points along the way to continue this video, show a little bit of the background here. It is a nice place to start. But it's a good day for some miles. Hopefully the traffic is favorable. The weather certainly is. There's little wind, maybe 5 miles an hour. Looking at the flag that's off to my right, it's drooping as if there's no wind, but I do feel a little at the moment. See some movement in the trees as well. The forecast is 5 to 10 miles an hour, so that should be fine. I'm looking forward to this ride. Talk to you in a little bit. So I just figured out that I already missed my first planned stop. Rest stop. It was going to be early, probably not even an hour has elapsed, but it's nice to take a rest stop when you know there's one there before heading out into an area where you don't know. It's kind of one of my philosophies while biking. If you know where there's a toilet, use it, because the next place you might be, you just don't know. Anyway, missed it, so that's not an option. Anyway, wanted to just show I'm kind of in the middle of some farmland here. If I spin around, you can see what looks to be maybe a soybean field behind me. Beautiful day, still no clouds in the sky. The wind's picked up a little though, and I will continue moving down the road. Not sure what's next. See you later. Well, here I am, not quite to the halfway part, but made it to Lebanon, and this is a nice park behind me. Real nice park. By spinning around, we can see we're in a rural area. Still such a gorgeous day. Wind's picked up a little bit, but it's still all blue sky. Having a great ride, really a fast ride so far. I'm not even at the 2 hour mark yet, and I'm almost halfway done, which is astonishing. Averaging over 15 miles an hour at this point. And yeah, it's just been great. There's been some monster hills. I had to get over one to get into this area, and I think I've got another one coming up. But it's been going pretty good. So I'm taking a little break now, and then back on the road. See you later. All right, changing plans. Came across a road closed on the route I'm going to take. I went past the first road closed sign just to see, because sometimes things remain passable on a bike, but this time not so much. The road is kind of all ground up, and I don't know how far it lasts. So, not wanting to be on that kind of surface for much more than a few hundred yards, and since I can't see the end of it, I'm turning around, and I'm going to take a parallel route for a ways and see if that can get me around it. So, little roadblock, literally, but nothing that can't be overcome on such a day. So, talk again in a bit. Well, that wasn't all that much fun in this last segment. If you can see it behind me, the road that goes straight to the back, I encountered a sign that said, fresh oil ahead, or something like that. And there were some big trucks and a machine that was spreading oil on the road, and then covered with all these little stones. And so for the last mile or so, I've been riding over those little stones. And I'm sure it's great and smooth after cars have packed it all down, but riding it on a bike with all those loose stones and fresh tar underneath, it just pelted me with stones for a mile, as my skinny road bike tires are just sending those stones up and up and up, and it's rattling off my frame and bouncing and hitting my back and my legs. And anyway, I am really happy to be done with that segment. So it was a surprise to come upon it, but I didn't really have many other options. It wasn't like it was at the edge and it said there was, the road was out or gave a detour or anything. It was just, traffic was moving on it. It was just very inconvenient from a bicycling perspective. So the road ahead, what you see now, that is nice and smooth. So that's exciting. I'll be back to it after I take a bit of a snack. All right, later. All right, well, definitely not thrilled to see another one of these signs. So I looked at the route around me and there's not really a good way to go. The road I just crossed is a very busy highway, so I don't really want to ride on it to find a parallel road. Unfortunately, riding down this one, it's going to be probably another mile and a half or so before I get away from the stones. So anyway, just going to have to do it. This looks like it starts uphill too, so that ought to be a whole lot of fun. One of those times where having wider tires would be definitely beneficial. But this is what I've got, and it's still a great day, so pushing on. Well, it keeps getting more interesting. Now I've got a bridge out sign here, and you can see the road closed signs behind me. So I'm going to investigate that though. Sometimes the bike can get through. It is over a freeway, so if the bridge is out truly, then I'm going to have to backtrack, take a different route. But if I can get across, then everything should be good. So I'll be investigating that. All right, I'm at the park in Concord, and there was a tornado that went through here earlier this summer, and you can still see some of the damage if I can get some of these trees. Yeah, the one behind me there, and I can spin around here. You can see several of these trees that were just cut off as the tornado went through. Bryn and I rode through here, not through the park area, but through Concord area after the storm, and saw a lot of damage with houses and trees down, and it was just, there was a lot of, it was a mess, let's just put it that way. Didn't realize that the park here had taken a hit as well. So yeah, I planned on stopping here today because there's a toilet here and it's always a nice rest. There's water as well. So I like to stop at this park when I'm nearby. Just didn't realize there was some tornado damage that was lingering. So anyway, I am should have about less than an hour to go now. I'm probably in the mid-40s as far as miles go. And we'll be wrapping it up soon. So this is probably my last stop before the finish. All right, I'm back to the Lake Country Trail. This will take me back to Cushing Park in Delafield. So right now I'm in Oconomowoc and just turned onto the trail. I forgot to mention that the bridge out signs earlier, it was not a problem at all. I don't know why the road was closed or why it said bridge out, because bridge was certainly passable on a bike. Looked like it was on a car too, so strange. So really not an obstacle. Anyway, I wanted to update you on that, and I'll be ending soon. Well, I am back to Cushing Park in Delafield. That's the end of the ride. Still no clouds in the sky, which is amazing. So a little bit of wind as I was heading back east, so that slowed me down a little bit. It's pretty calm again now though here in the park. The flag is just like it was this morning, just hanging there as if there's no wind at all. And got about 58.5 miles in, so a little bit extra due to some of the detouring, especially that one spot where I first encountered a road closure. That one I'm really glad I was able to avoid, where those stones kicked up. That was undesirable, but definitely a way to pass through that, and the bridge out was not an issue. So anyway, it was a really good day to ride. Another great birthday celebration ride, and headed home now. Get the bike back on the back of the car and head toward home. And so that will be the end of this reporting. Take care. Bye-bye.